So there are a lot of ways to determine if you're spiritually gifted. I'm just going to go off with some of the signs that I know and that I've noticed in myself and other people as well. So basically, like, you'll notice animals and babies, of course, they love to gravitate towards you. They love you. They stare at you. Spiders are always around in some way, shape, or form. You've probably been bit by spiders before. Birds watch you instead of you watching them. You're clumsy. You've been outcasted or shunned for whatever reason. And it's like, it could be a reason that really people have no idea why they just do this to you, but they do it to you anyway. It could be that whenever you walk into a room, like, the energy shifts. It's almost like people either stop talking or they just start, like, staring at you, like, really oddly, and you're like, why are they looking at me like that? You could have had near-death experiences. This is a very common one, and it's not really talked about like that, but a lot of people who are spiritually gifted have had some, like, really close encounter with death in some way, shape, or form. What else? So you notice that the people that you're around, like, so when you become awakened, you notice that the people that you are around are really karmic. Like, they're really, really karmic, or like they're super, like, NPC like, and it's like, whoa, why didn't I see this before? People love to trauma dump whenever they see you. You've always had intuitive hunches, like, ever since you were a little child or something. You've always just known things and never knew how you've known these things. You've always been the go-to friend or family member that everyone comes to for advice, or everyone comes to when they're not feeling like themselves. But when it's time for you, you don't have anyone. And that happens a lot because you're not meant to get your healing from an outside source. Your healing is supposed to come from you. What else? Let me see. So it could be that people have always tried to make you feel small, even when you're probably the biggest person in the room. And that's not even an ego thing. It's just that your energy speaks for itself. And you're probably the most, like, chill person, or like the most humble person. I don't even like to really use the word humble, but you're probably the most humble person. But people just want to make you feel small. They want to bring you down a couple notches all the time. You need a lot of alone time. You catch yourself talking to yourself, like, just randomly, and you're like, whoa, I didn't even notice I was just talking to myself. You could have an extremely vivid imagination. You have 3 moles, or like 3 beauty marks on your body somewhere in the shape of a triangle. That's very specific. Whenever you go somewhere, you could notice that when you pull up, like, nobody could be there, but the moment, like, you get out the car or you go into wherever you're going, it's like now all of a sudden everyone shows up. It's almost like you pull up and populate the world. That's a sign. Another sign would be when people come into your life who are not as spiritually awakened as you. You'll notice that their life will tend to get better, and just depending on how much protection you have or how protected you are, your life could possibly get worse while theirs gets better, because they're draining your gifts, your energy, straight from you, from the source. So we have to watch out for that. Which is going to lead to what I have to say next, which is you could have extreme highs and extreme lows. And this is only when you're not really awakened to your power. So it could be that you could have, like, the luckiest streak ever, and the next thing you know, like, 3 months later, it's like you feel like your luck has been depleted. This is your energies, your karmic energies versus your divine energies, like, trying to balance out, right? So before you awaken into your power, it's a lot of things that you'll probably do that could be karmic. Like, at one point we're all karmic until we become awakened. Even when we are, like, spiritually gifted, or if you view yourself as, like, a divine being, or like a chosen being, or like just a being who moves with God or their higher self. At one point you've been karmic. We all have. But that's how you'll notice when you're trying to balance the energies out is like when you have extreme highs and extreme lows. So, you know, everything in life, it goes, it's duality. It's good and bad. So we're not always going to have the best day ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just learning how to work with the energies and learning how to balance. That's really all it is. It could be that you know how to help people even when you've never been through things that they're asking you to help them with. It's like you just know. And that just comes from you being a spiritually gifted or just a highly connected being. But these are just a few things. There's plenty more. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you all.